Yeah, thanks, Shubs, and yeah, big congratulations to the entire team. Big congratulations to our coaching staff. A lot of work that went into preparing for this match. A very good collective effort. Big congratulations to our supporters. I think it's an important victory for them. And a big congratulations to the entire group of players for a big fight today. We had to fight very early in the season when we are still trying to work on making sure that we improve certain dynamics within our performance. But while you are trying to improve that, you still need to win football matches. And congratulations to a fantastic group of players for winning a very important match.
Thanks again, Shupi, and good evening to you, Coach. Congratulations on the win tonight and a good match. Coach, as much as you won this side, at some moments you did look frustrated in some parts of the game, and I just wanted to get from you. Some people would say it's still early in the season, but football has taught us as well that if you don't either take some of the opportunities or use your moments early in the season, they might come back to bite you at the end. And I just wanted to gauge from you, what are some of the parts that sort of frustrated you tonight that you are going to push on and work on, or parts that you feel still need to be fixed despite the 2 games that you already played, moving on for the rest of the season?
I think the most disappointing is probably in relation to the other half or the other side of the pitch. I think from this side of the pitch, we were very strong. We defended very well. We were extremely disciplined and with a lot of good focus in a lot of the actions. But also, the other side of the pitch was just out of possession was very good, but in possession to create more chances, to use the ball better, to make better decisions. And in football, you cannot be presented with so many situations where there's an equilibrium in relation to numbers. We had so many situations where we had 3 victories. In football, you don't get a lot of situations where you're superior in numbers approaching the final third, and we had a lot of situations. Thing is that we just don't complete our attacks and facilitate shots at goal, because that's how you win football matches. And to have such a dominant performance with so much possession and to create so many possibilities to have goals and only have 1 shot at goal is probably something that leaves a sour taste in the mouth. But okay, good. We knew that the first game in the season, the first 3, 4, 5 games in the season are not going to be as free-flowing and as fluid as we know Sundowns. But we are in that space where we have to try to improve not just the performances, but certain aspects of our performance, and try to make sure that the team hits a good level. But the signs are there, and the signs are good so far, and good base to continue to build and work on.
Coach Rob Delpit in Cape Town, hope you're well.
Big Rob, very well, thanks. How are you?
Very well, too. Coach, I'm a little biased having watched him since he was 15. But just a little word on Rivaldo Coetzee, and how good do you think he can still potentially get for Sundowns?
Yeah, I think Rob, special talent, special human being also, works hard and is extremely honest, extremely intelligent too, has a very good football brain, and I think we get to see that every single day in video sessions, in meetings, pre-match talks. I mean, today he came to us as the coaches and spoke about the preparation in relation to how we wanted to press and what he felt about when the ball went to the left-hand side and when the ball went to the right-hand side. And he gave a little bit his feelings and his input. And from then we actually adopted what he said. And that's what is colossal in the change room. He's worked extremely hard to make sure that he's fit and he stays injury-free and so that he can play a lot more games and contribute to the success of this team. but a big player for us, a very important player for us, and we're just happy that he got his performance to be slightly better than what it was against Kaizer Chiefs. And the first thing he said to me when I walked into the change room now after the match, he says, "Are you happy with that?" We were quite hard on him about the previous performance against Kaizer Chiefs. And I always say to River, I say the best number sixes are number sixes that after a match, no one says anything about them. That's when you know that the number six has had a very good game. It's when no one praises, no one criticizes, you know that the number six top performance. And that was River today. Not too flamboyant, elaborative, but very steady, very quiet, and going about the business in the right way, in possession and out of possession. Top performance today.
Congratulations on the victory today, Coach.
Thank you.
Watching last week's match, pleasure. After watching last week's match, we got a glimpse of the improvement of Hashim Domingo. This week, again, tonight's match in particular, he showed again the type of talent that he is and what he has in his locker, particularly that pass he gave to Shalulile and the role that he plays just behind the striker, as well as that box-to-box role. Just given your perspective from last season into this season and what he has done on the training ground and what you believe the season will be for him, will he get more minutes like this? Thanks.
Thanks, Tash. Look, whether he gets more minutes is completely up to him. He's got to just continue with the work that he's doing. He's got a very good head on his shoulders. He's got a very good base with regards to his development, and of course, from a technical perspective, that allows him to have a technically rich profile. You don't get to Portugal and play for Guimarães if you're not a very good player. And Hash is an export that has come back into one of the biggest clubs in South Africa and in the African continent, and a club that draws a lot of very talented players. And we are just very happy that we have Hash. He's shown that he's got the qualities to play here. He's just had to work on a few mental issues and not to put too much pressure on himself and try to control the levels of anxiety, because if he does that, he's shown that he's got so much quality and he can give so much to us, particularly now that we are without Lebo Mabue, who we will miss. Lebo gives us so much. I mean, if you look at our team last season, the most number of breaking down attacks, tactical fouls, and really being selfless and putting himself ahead behind the team's cause. These are the type of players that we support and we admire at Sundowns, and we just appreciate the fact that we have players like this and we have the depth that we have to be able to replace quality with quality. And in a moment where we're a little bit saddened by losing a key player for 6 months, and one of the most important players, in fact, probably one of the best midfielders in South Africa last season. We move on, and this presents a chance to a player like Hash to be able to show his quality and stake a claim for the position in the team. And as I said at the beginning, whether he stays in the lineup is completely up to him.
It's Vuyo from Power FM again, Coach. I asked some of the coaches to this, even Coach Stuart Baxter, about this in terms of the approach. And this is in terms of the awareness, the health and wellness of players this time around. The situation that happened at the Euros with Christian Eriksen kind of raised so many matters when it comes to player welfare. And I just wanted to gauge from you, going into this season and for the rest of the season, how you are approaching the way that players sort of would need to be looked after. I'm guessing that now so much detail goes into however the sort of the players are going to be assessed and how the players are going to be tested. This is because of that, what happened to Christian Eriksen. I just wanted to gauge from your side how things are happening in your camp. How are you looking to make sure that the health and wellness of players is sort of, the knowledge of each and every single player is sort of known in detail, because it seems like some of the things just can go out the back.
Yeah, thanks, Bia. It's a very good question. The sad situation about COVID, and particularly with regards to sports as a universal sort of outlook, is that really in this moment it's an enemy that we are fighting, and is an invisible enemy that we are fighting. We don't really know where and how to control these things, and no one has the background and no one has the history of what works in relation to the experiences, because everybody is experiencing this pandemic for the very first time, and its influence with regards to affecting performances. The only thing that we can try to do, which we try to do, is daily screening. So we work every single day with the doctors and our medical department to make sure that there's a questionnaire that is sent to each and every single one of our players. We call it the wellness questionnaire, and every player has got to fill this in every morning, and based on their submissions, we then take those up depending on whether there's symptoms being shown or not. And fortunately, in this moment, we've had a very good period where the players are taking a lot of responsibility.
Question from Benjamin was, Coach, looking at how you started against Chiefs and the game today, are you where you want to be in terms of how you wanted to start?
No, please rephrase that question, Shubi.
The question from Benjamin was,
yes,
looking at the game against the Chiefs, how you started, and the game against AmaZulu.
Yeah.
Is this the start you wanted? Are you where you want to be in terms of starting?
No, we're far from where we would like to be. We haven't hit top gear yet, yeah, it's work in progress, Benji. We have to try to keep working and to improve the fluidity of our game. But we knew at the beginning of the season already, and we're hoping that by the time we hit match 5, match 6, we are in a good space with regards to our fluidity and our cohesion.
Good evening, Coach, and to colleagues. Coach, I just want to check something here. How has been the integration process of the new guys into your system, and also what was the thinking behind starting with the same team that playing against Chiefs? Because normally the team changes from time to time.
Good question, Mashatsi. Thanks. Behind the lineup, okay, let's start with the integration of the new players. I think that was your first question. Yeah, it's been good. We've done a lot of work behind the scenes in relation to trying to identify the right players, and a lot of compliments must go to not just our scouting department, about Ezrom and Terra, but also to our analysis department, Gulam, Mario, Sbu, Dale. They work extremely hard along with the coaches, Coach Steve, Coach Mangoba, Coach Wender, in trying to identify the right players for the team. And the process is not as simple as it looks. We watch several games. We go into data so that we can filter down the options and try to look at what we have in relation to what we are looking at, and hopefully using data to try to suggest a pathway to take. So we are very happy with the work that has been done with regards to the recruitment, and we must also thank the president, the chairman, and the board for their support with regards to what we felt we needed. And we've got the support that they've given us, and we are quite happy with the squad that we have. The work that has been done to get special players in. Neo is a special player. He gives us a dynamism that we don't have. His left foot alone, Jay, is a dynamic that allows us to use different schemes offensively with his left foot. And you saw last week how well he did. Pavol has now come on as a sub. His integration is coming, but very good personality, top human being, and a good football player. And as soon as he adapts to the conditions, to the environment, I'm sure we will start seeing the best of him. And then you have Kutumelas, if you saw, and Divine, top players that for sure, with a bit more time to integrate and get used to the way we train and play, they will come back and show us good quality performances. And you could say the same for Grant. We are so happy for Grant today. He got a chance. He played well, stable, and showed good experience. Now that the cobwebs are out and the dust is settled, hopefully he can fight on to be on the pitch a lot more. What was the second question again? Sorry, Mahlatsi. I forgot. Mahlatsi, sorry. Second question again. Pardon me for my.
Play the same team.
Playing the same team. Yes, yes. Look, it was just meritocracy. We were happy with the performance, particularly the first 35 minutes against Kaizer Chiefs, and we knew we had to improve based on that performance. And we felt a little bit that making too many changes would disturb the momentum and probably draw us back a couple of steps instead of giving us the space from Kaizer Chiefs to try to work on and try to improve the cohesion. That becomes the primary goal. But of course, while we are trying to improve the cohesion and the rhythm within our passing and our movement, we also have to try to win football matches, because that's also just as important, for a big club. And it gives us confidence and momentum to try to continue with our work. And meritocracy. We just try to play the best performing players at training on match day.
Thank you, Chupi. Coach, congrats on the win. It's David from EDP Times.
Thanks, David.
I just quickly wanted to find out about Gaston Zerino. He came off the bench. He made some comments about Al Ahly earlier in the window, but it seems he's fully focused and back in the squad.
Yes, he's a Sundowns player. We've said this, and maybe hopefully now we can put all these rumors and talks to bed. Of course, Gaston has accepted, and those sort of issues have been dealt with internally. He's accepted and admitted that he's not so happy with some of his actions. But who doesn't make mistakes in life? I've made countless number of mistakes. I've conducted interviews that I'm not so proud of, and people have forgiven me, and we've moved on. Gaston has served this club with aplomb. Gaston has shown more than 100 times, 200 times, maybe even, because if you count the number of training sessions, Gaston has shown his commitment, his dedication, his desire to help this team to win. I remember when we won the Nedbank Cup, when we won 1-0 against Property Celtics, Gaston gave us the trophy. So instead of remembering one or two misdemeanors, sometimes in life, it's about perspective. When you love people, and Gaston is loved here, the players love him, the supporters love him, the club loves him. And when you are loved, I was given advice before to stay where you're loved, and Gaston has decided to stay where he's loved, because we are not people that look at one or two mistakes from our players. Instead, ours is to try to remember the 99 times, the 200 times where Gaston has shown us love, appreciation, commitment, and desire to help the team to win. And we are forgiving people, because we ask for people to forgive us also when we make our mistakes. So let's put things to bed, and let's focus on a very difficult season and what's going to be a very difficult season. Let's focus on making sure that we fight the enemy outside instead of creating complications within our own team.